ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track, and ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
We off?
30 seconds of carefree bliss.
Oof, like wind in your hair carefree.
Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree.
Yes!
Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree.
He's on a roll now.
Spit toothpaste on the faucet.
You got it. You got it.
Peanut butter on the light switch.
Oh, spritz, spritz.
Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back.
Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by Factor. Optimize your nutrition this year with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences, like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Eat smarter at factormeals.com/listen50 and use code listen50 for 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Factormeals.com/listen50. Code listen50. Terms and conditions apply.
In golf, precision is everything, on and off the course. PGA of America chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business for smooth operations and seamless transactions. Together, we enhance ticketing and concessions for better fan experiences from gate to green. This is pro-level efficiency. This is PGA of America with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
I knew it. Another Hurrdat Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Hey, cousins.
Hey, guys.
On today's episode, we are finally covering Mormons, The Secret Lives of, what the fuck is it? The Secret Lives.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2.
Ooh, yeah, I knew that. And I'm so excited to talk about it. Chantel's like been finished. She's been waiting on me to finish. But I will say, like, this show is a show that it's actually, you know how I always tell you guys, I run errands or I'm like cleaning it while I'm watching a show. Like, no, I want to pay attention to every single thing that's happening in the show. And season 2 for me was so much better than season 1. Because like for season 1, I was like, I get it, but I feel like people really hype it. But season 2, I'm like, no, these people are such good TV, such good TV. So,
and I think the biggest element too of this season is like the clout is really there. Like everyone is like amped up. Like they tasted the fame, and you know I'm gonna be the one really narrating this whole podcast today, you guys, because I've taken charge of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives here. And the biggest thing to know is that they started filming like maybe a week away after it started airing. So like they started airing in September. They started filming in October. So like they saw the fame that was happening with them within that month, especially because they're on TikTok and social media all the time. So like, don't you think that they were like, holy shit, like when they started filming again? Do you think there was enough time for them to really see their fame or no?
Well, I mean, yeah, these girls at the end of the day, they're glued to their phone. So they're seeing that. And that's probably why throughout the season, we'll see some people say, I'm the most popular one, or I am a fan favorite or whatever, which is so awkward. Like this shit really opened your eyes to like how people actually are. So it is super interesting. Before we get into our Mormon recap, make sure that you guys join us on Patreon. On our last episode, we talked about Dolores and the Rhode Island stuff and a lot of more interesting things. So make sure that you guys support us there, and do not sign up for Patreon ever. Chantal, what's the whole thing with Patreon?
Oh yeah. So okay, so anything with Apple, so anytime you sign up for anything with Apple, they do this like crazy in charge of a fee for the app. It's like an in-app fee. So if you want Patreon, like right, for example, our Patreon is $9.99. If you join it through the Apple app, it's like $17 because Apple charges a $6 fee to allow this. And this is not just Patreon. This is like even right now, if I want to promote my coffee shop, for example, and I want to get like $30 of ads, that $30 automatically goes to $40. They take $10 just by getting the ads through the app. So what you do, and this is for anything, you go on the browser, patreon.com, like on your Safari. You can still do it through your phone, but through the browser, or you go on your computer and go to patreon.com. You could click the link that's in our bio and sign up through the browsing. You only have to do it one time because once you sign up, you're fine. It's $10 a month. But if you do in the app, it's $17 per month, which is just insane.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure because we're worried that anyone else is doing it any other way. So yeah, so definitely make sure you join us there. You get 2 additional episodes on there. So plus like a really great community, really fun chats, all those things. But anyways, yeah, let's get into the Secret Lives. I didn't know that.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, real quick. Did you want to talk about the Chrisleys or no, not this episode?
No, I think we should do it on our next episode.
Okay, I feel like it's going to be old news by then, but okay.
No, I
what
think
were you going to say?
Well, no, I was just going to say because our next episode that we're doing is like a hot topic one. So
okay.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm sorry.
No, but you said I didn't know. You're like, Chantal, I didn't know. And then
I didn't know that. It was like they're filming that while it's airing. And that's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, because it aired in September 6th. September 6th, I think at this time, like they dropped all the episodes. I'm not sure if they like were making us do week by week in this first time, but this time around we got them all.
They dropped them all.
Yeah, so they got them all. So September 6th, literally October 1st, they're filming. So They had a whole month of seeing what the show did. And as they're filming, they're probably even seeing more because like as like people talk, as they're filming, they're going to like the Nick Viall podcast, like all these things, which is just crazy, like what was happening to them.
Yeah. I will say before we get into it, you guys, like as I was watching, I was just thinking that I hope the ladies of Mom Talk never turn into the ones who bring glam to every trip. Like I love that they look normal, that they wear sweats. Their home is full of toys. There's no nannies in sight, just vibes. And it does kind of, with the exception of Beverly Hills, gives early housewives energy in the best way possible. And I just love that they're so normal because that shit's relatable. Like they're not looking all decked out just because they're filming a show. They're literally dressing how they would dress if they were all hanging out, like in their sweats. And it's a very normal, relatable vibe. And I hope it always stays like this because I think people notice that.
Yeah. And I think the one thing though, they always have done is their hair. And that's the biggest tip for anybody is like, if your hair is done, a lot of times their extensions kept showing too, by the way, but like,
I didn't notice.
Yeah, they wear so much extensions, but if your hair is done, like you can look put together all the time, even wearing sweats. So it's like, that's such a big, like Roxanne and I are a big component of it too. Like I always try to get my hair blow dried because like, it really does make things like make you look more put together when your hair is done.
I just want to say screw you to the people who have like genetically beautiful, perfect hair that just can like last forever. Because I am just so jealous of those people. Cause yeah, like if your hair is done, you're good to go. Like you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to wear makeup. I swear hair can change someone drastically. So yeah, completely agree. And I saw a TikTok that someone did where they were like the girls without extensions. And I'm like, why are we counting on them?
I know. Yeah, but before we talk about the whole show, like I kept watching and I was like, how should we do this all as an episode? So instead of like going through episode per episode, I like gathered like the top 10 like major themes that happened in the show, and like I'll talk about it, and then you could give me your like thoughts on the whole scenario.
Well, I wrote a bunch of notes too.
Perfect. I mean, you could chime in and come with things, but and we could talk about situations. But like for example, like let's say if I start talking about Jenn and Zack, their relationship, I'm also going to talk about the whole Jenn, Zack, Demi, and Jesse situation because it revolves around them. So like when I bring up their topic, like there's so much more ancillary like topics we'll talk that ties into them. So we'll go through there. But before we start, I want to know who is your fave and who's your least fave.
Okay. So here's the thing. Like Mom Talk blew up, and what pisses me off is when something goes so big and then women become bitches, where they are like, this person can't join our group. And that's why I feel like my MVP, which she's not like an MVP, but like my VIP is Taylor,
100%.
because all in all, she's not a mean girl. Like the whole Miranda situation, the whole Whitney situation, like she's not, she knows that the world hates Whitney right now. And it's so easy for her to be like, they hate Whitney. So fuck you, what you did to me. Like, I'm going to be hard on you just like everyone else. And instead she does the opposite. So for me, like Taylor's my absolute favorite. And I love Miranda.
Miranda's the best. No, not Miranda. She did nothing in the show.
But because I think, no, but I like her. I like her vibe. I don't know. I feel like I just really like her energy. I don't think that she did nothing on the show.
I think she was a total flop, you guys. Like that's gonna be our first one. I'll say more. Yeah, I think she was a total flop. But I love Taylor too. Other than like her relationship, I think she clearly is like in Delulu land. And yeah, I think Taylor is definitely the best person on the show. She literally is so real and so honest, and I think she's not a follower, which makes her be the leader of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Macy to me is the best person though. Like Macy is by far the best person on the show. Like true heart of gold. Like I love her and I wish her so much success because she's just such an honest and raw person.
Do people like Michaela? Because I don't like her.
I don't like her either. And I think a lot of people saw that, like, maybe she didn't get a lot of airtime. Like what I saw was a lot of people said, she didn't get a lot of airtime. Even Jesse, like everyone's like, they didn't get a lot of airtime last season and they wanted to like show up more. So they kept talking more. But like, I didn't like vibe with Michaela as much this season either.
No, because I think Michaela's a mean girl. And I think that all these girls are like 5 and have kids and postpartum
is normal there.
Yeah. But postpartum is so real. And I did not like Whitney at all last season, but I feel like she was making an effort. And it's like, yeah, probably because she did see Mom Talk blew up and she did see that the show blew up. So of course they want to be a part of it, but that's all of them. Every single one of them want to be a part of it. Like Demi was willing to throw away Jesse to make more money to be a part of it. So, I mean, they all act shady to be a part of it. And that's why I like Taylor, because Taylor's like the queen bee and she's like, I'm fine with them joining. Like, I'm fine with them coming back. I'm fine with them giving having a second chance. I just really respect that about her. And I'm like, she is like such a good person.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm sure you guys will start to hear more of our thoughts on each people when we go through these, because like, I'm sure me and Rex have a lot to say. But the first thing I did want to bring up, because it was a big topic of this show and like was like on the first episode, is that Miranda, who was the original OG of Mom Talk. So it was her, Taylor, and this other girl that will never join the show. She recently just came on. She was on another podcast and she's like, I'm so happy for these girls, but she's like, I can never do it because of my anxiety. And then like Taylor commented, it was like, absolutely, like she's not going to join, but this Miranda girl joined. She probably saw that they were getting so much attention. Don't you think she joined for clout?
No, I think that she got a divorce. And the reason that I can understand where Miranda was coming from. First off, they're from Utah. This isn't a good look for them. Her name is being spread as being involved in the swinger stuff. And that's humiliating. So sometimes people will deny till they die, but and to protect their relationship. She doesn't need to protect this relationship or this image anymore because they're not together. So now she's good with joining the group. I can understand. Like right now, if I did some shit like that, let's say, which I would never do, but if I did some shit like that, Chantel, and then my friend goes on social media and talks about it and I'm involved in it and I have like aunts, cousins, uncles, like just like people, and it's not the right thing to do in general. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, I totally get the denial, the everything. I don't want my kids' teachers to view me as a swinger. I don't want to be put out there. Like, it's not to you to put my business out there. And everyone assumed that I was a part of it, but that's not your story to tell. I didn't want that out there. I think it was completely fair with her stepping away now that she's no longer in this relationship, saying, you could tell Chantel throughout it, she's so uncomfortable talking about it.
Yeah, but I think that's why I say she's it was like the biggest flop, because here she comes in, she's like here to set the record straight. She's saying, I was only part of the spin the bottles and kissing in the beginning. She says all this, and like all the girls are like, you need to tell the truth. Like, like Michaela was being the most vocal about it. Like a lot of them wanted to know her involvement, which I don't know why they needed to hear her say it, but like she kept denying it up until the fact of the confessionals, which we know confessionals are probably shot literally like during or a little after. We finally see her confess to everything that Taylor said that they did. She she goes, okay, that's true. So it was just weird that she came on with the energy to try to deny still. And then finally she's like, okay, we did do these things.
Again, I feel like it is so fair. It's a very uncomfortable thing for her. And I totally understand where she was coming from and why she didn't want to just like flat out say it. It's such an uncomfortable thing. There's just so many factors like being viewed that way, like being viewed as a swinger when it was them doing something probably they all regret. I mean, maybe not so much because look where they're at now, but I could understand why she wasn't like, I'm going to own the shit out of this and be so out there. Maybe that's not her personality.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
Every idea starts with a problem. Warby Parker's was simple. Glasses are too expensive. So they set out to change that. By designing glasses in-house and selling directly to customers, they're able to offer prescription eyewear that's expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Warby Parker glasses are made from premium materials like impact-resistant polycarbonate and custom acetate. And they start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Get glasses made from the good stuff. Stop by a Warby Parker store near you.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
This episode is brought to you by SelectQuote. Life insurance can have a huge impact on our family's future. With SelectQuote, getting covered with the right policy for you is simple and affordable. SelectQuote's licensed insurance agents will tailor your experience to find a life insurance policy for your needs in as little as 15 minutes. And SelectQuote partners with carriers that provide policies for many conditions. SelectQuote. They shop, you save. Go to selectquote.com/SpotifyPod today to get started.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Do you think it was unfair how Michaela was treating her the most? How Michaela was making it seem like she does not deserve to be here?
I think Michaela is a fucking weirdo and she's like sick in the head and she's just weird. I mean, it didn't even have anything to do with her. And if anything, the only person who should be talking about any of this and not be okay with it is Taylor, not her.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand. And they all felt stupid because Taylor was quick to forgive him. And then they were like, maybe we're being hard on her. And it's like, you guys are so dumb and everything can change. Like you guys look at Michaela's, I'm assuming I haven't seen much of like the TikTok stuff on my algorithm, but I'm assuming Michaela's not getting looked at well. Maybe she is, but
she gets like half and half. Like it's like she doesn't have so many fans and she doesn't have so many haters either. She's not that like controversial.
But I think because she's also like so irrelevant.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I don't know. I just think she's not main character energy at all. And she just gives off like really mean girl. A lot of the girls, I'm telling you, their true colors showed because they saw how big and famous they were getting, that they were like, no one can just join this group. And it's like, dude, you're going to fuck up this season. So just be quiet before you get kicked out. And then you cry to come back, you know?
Yeah. And then to the very end of this like season and the very end of this episode, they have like a conversation about it's like a mom talk club, like who can join in, and they kind of still put Miranda on pause. So like even at the end of the season, they still never initiated her in, which I thought was weird. It's like, you guys made her go through this whole season and like she's not officially part of mom talk. It was just weird. It's like, what more do you want from her?
It's not that they made her go through this season. It's that she told producers she's now interested.
Yeah,
and now they're forced to film with her. Like they're like, what is she doing here? They don't want to film with her. They don't want more people to come. They also think when more people come, it means less pay for them. So they don't like that. They were the ones forced to be in the room with her.
And it clearly shows that they view this already as a business. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So that definitely makes a lot of sense. The second major topic of this like whole second season was Zack and Jenn. This was like the first like 5 episodes. Then obviously they are not really filmed as much anymore. Their relationship in the beginning. So, you know, Vanderpump Villa, Roxanne, I don't think you watch Vanderpump Villa, but Vanderpump Villa, they go to this villa in the summer and they're all there because they're doing this like beautiful like vacation for Jenn. And they're doing this vacation for Jenn because they're like, she's going to move to Arizona to be with her husband in med school. So like, they're like, this is the last hurrah. This is the last time we're all getting to hang out. So we know at this point in Vanderpump Villa, she does go to Arizona with her husband. She knows that the show's about to pick back up. So she basically tells her husband, I want to be part of Mom Talk. I'm going back to Utah. It's not that like they were going through it. Maybe if they were great, she wouldn't have went back, but she literally came back to Utah to be part of the show and like filming it. So like, it was weird how they made it seem like she just like, to me, it was weird that they made it seem like she just left because she doesn't want to be with him anymore.
And you know that for certain?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Yep.
Yeah,
she literally went and then she came back just to start filming. Like, because if she did not come back to Utah, they were not going to film her.
Right. Of course. Like, yeah. She was going to be part of the show.
But obviously they had from that first season, they had a lot of issues. And then they come into this season, they're still having a lot of issues. And then this is where it gets really weird with this whole Jack and Jenn situation, or Zack and Jenn situation, is that where did Jesse and Demi get involved so much? Like, I didn't understand why Jesse and Demi were so involved with what was happening in their relationship.
There were texts released of him talking shit about them.
Oh, like about Jesse and Demi?
Yeah, that got released to the public. And that's why they had such an opinion. They had to meet with him.
I just thought it was very weird. To me, I would never want I would never want a Jesse and Demi talking to my husband about me or like about my situation. It's like, even though he might say those things, like if I was Jenn, I would have just been like, that's my husband, like get over it. But then like for them to have to sit down in a conversation. So like, let's get to the conversation of Zack is sitting down with Jesse and Demi.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say, like, to me, it's so crazy how Jenn came into the season having such a backbone. And it's crazy how like success can change your tone. So she's always been submissive towards her husband and taking whatever was thrown at her and just wanted to be the perfect wife. And after Mom Talk, after the show, after making her own money and being successful and not needing his petty, med school money, because in comparison, the reality is she will be making more. It's just interesting to see she stands up for herself. And I just wish that for every woman who's in that situation, because look how fast the men really get scared when it turns like that, which they should be from the beginning. But I almost kind of understand why he is the way he is. And because it's how he grew up and that's what she married. It's not like he changed after they got married. But the second she found that success, look how she, it's whatever she says goes, and he can't say shit anymore.
You know what's funny though that you mentioned that the first season though, she was the breadwinner. She says it in the first season too, because like they were part of Mom Talk before, like they were getting little endorsements. But it's crazy though that it's like the fame and the notoriety or like people seeing the relationship that all of a sudden she gets a backbone. Like when you see, I think it's like when you see yourself, you're like, holy shit, like what is happening here?
Well, I think so. Listen, there's a lot of people famous on TikTok, a lot of people, but like a lot of people also don't know those people that are famous on TikTok.
Exactly.
Now that they're on the show and they're getting a platform and they're getting crazy ass sponsors, they did before, but like what they're getting now is insane. I like it is different. And it's different where it's like, you know what? I don't need this shit. Like, I'm on the show, I'm making money. You're making me sacrifice to possibly not be on the show for you to go to med school. Like, I don't fucking need you. So it's just interesting because I do feel like a lot of women would have a different tone if things like that could happen.
They're still together, to this point right now. Obviously, she's about to have her baby. It's just I don't see like the love there, but it seemed like he was trying a little bit. Do you agree that they can last?
I think so. I think that listen, marriage is not hard, or marriage is not easy.
Girl.
Yeah, it's super hard. It's easy for us to say, oh, he's a narcissist, don't be with him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how long they'll last if it's the way that I saw Jenn being throughout the episode where she's like, I'm talking, let me talk. I understand why she's doing that. I just feel like it will eventually get old for both of them.
And I also think if he doesn't really go back to med school and like get that education that he needs to, or do something else with his life, like there's no way, like you can't ride on your wife's coattails. Like it won't work that way. Yeah, unless that's what she wants, unless that's what they need and want. I don't know.
So I think you were talking about, so when they meet with, so he meets with Jesse and Demi.
Yeah. So he goes to lunch with Jesse and Demi. And then prior to all this too, we're starting to see in confessionals or, conversations between Jesse and Demi that they're starting to portray Jenn as a liar. They're like, she's a liar. She lies about a lot of things. It doesn't add up. So then they go to this meeting and they kind of like tell her own husband that, like, I can't imagine, Roxanne, you talking shit to my husband about me.
No, I mean, they're literally talking shit about Jenn and making it like she says all these evil things, twisting
things, making it seem like she talks shit about her own husband too, like snitching on her. Like, why are you guys wanting problems in their marriage? Like, you already know there's problems in their marriage, so why are you wanting more? Like, what, just to have the truth? Like, what is it doing for you two to do that? Like, you guys are literally on this high horse thinking your guys' marriages are unreal and all these things, and like your guys are gonna go sit with a guy and start telling him things that his wife said and did. It's like, she came to you guys in confidence. She came to you guys as friends.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought the whole scene was ick, and I was like, ew, I do not like them. I do not like these people at all.
And it was
a very tough situation for him too, because he's like, I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm trying to like, be there for my wife and defend them. But her friends are saying like, she says this about me. Like, it was a really shitty situation to put him in.
100%. And I feel like it was also weird. He had to come back home and he had to tell Jenn the whole situation. And I think this is where Jenn gets the most anxiety because, like, again, you guys, they just started airing. They're getting all this fame. And then all of a sudden, like, they're filming again and like her friends are turning on her. So like, I can see where, now she's starting to think like, what the hell is happening? And like, they're calling her a liar. They're telling her husband she's lying. So it's like, I felt so bad for Jenn this whole season, like literally felt so bad for her.
Me too. I felt the exact same way. I felt really bad. And I was like, I really do like her. I really do. And even just her, which we'll talk about later, but choosing her mental health over fame in the show tells me like she's a decent person, dude. She's trying her best. So I agree with you there.
The one thing too, I think also plays a factor into this again is like this Vanderpump Villa stuff is that when Jenn knew some things that went down on Vanderpump Villa. And so I think, and she was like saying things. So I think that's where Demi all of a sudden got on her high horse and was like, I don't like Jenn. I'm attacking her this season because she was pissed that Jenn was saying things and she wanted to like almost like shut her up. And that's why she started planting the seeds of calling her a liar. And anybody who watched Vanderpump Villa knows the way Demi acted with Marciano is a red flag and would not be allowed if a guy did that. So Demi was 100% in the wrong.
Yeah.
What else? We also see that they finally get together though, them four, and they have a talk, all four of them together, Jack and Zen, or Jack.
Why do you keep saying Jack? His name is Jack.
Zack and Jenn, because I keep like seeing their names together. And this is where it gets awkward because like they try to call her on her lies. And this was the main one because the first whole season was about the gambling situation. And so they basically said, did he not gamble away his tuition money? And this is where it was a little embarrassing where Jenn was like, okay, he didn't gamble away his tuition money. Like, what did you feel about that when she had to kind of admit that, like, that's not true? By the way, I also think she's lying and she's just trying to protect her husband with his family. What do you think?
Oh, so you think that he did do that?
Yeah, I think he did do that. And I think he went crazy on her for it. And I think she realized like that was so wrong of her to say. And now she's just backing up her husband. I think she's just going to take the blame of being called a liar for it.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to it. I think that also like what was interesting, and he made a good point before all four of them got together when he was telling her about everything. He's like, listen, I don't go back and tell all my friends all the things you do that bother me because I don't want them to have that perception. And then they like view you a type of way. And I'm like, that's kind of true. Like, I would not want my husband to do that. And I only do it with you, Chantal, because like you're my safe space, but Jacob is aware and you're like a no judgment zone. And
a lot of people are not like that, you guys, even like close people.
Well, so she says that she thought that's what they were to her. And I was like, there's no way you thought that. And she's like, I know, I remember she was saying like, there's no way they would try to turn my husband against me. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's exactly what they did though. So.
And sometimes people, a good example of this, you guys, is that Molly May and Tommy, she has another like season on Amazon. It's like another 3 episodes. And this was like the last 3 seasons the last 3 episodes that just came on was like about her kind of getting back with Tommy. And the biggest thing was her and her sister were fighting all the time because of this. And it's like, she kept telling her sister, it's because you care too much. Like, you need to stop caring like too much. But it was because Molly kept telling her sister all these things that Tommy did. And as a sister, you think that she's your safe space, but like she cares too much. And then now she gets mad when you get back with this guy that you told her all these bad things about. So even someone as close as your sister, it's scary to go down that road and start telling people these things. That's why you have to really keep a lot of things confidential because it's not worth it. It's not worth the headache.
There's certain people you can talk to about that stuff and they will see a picture of you two together, even after you just said the worst thing ever about them. And they are like, they don't question it. But there are majority of people like you can't talk to about those things, which like, that's just normal. So I get his frustration with it, but like they are on a reality show. But I don't think she thought they're all learning so much being on this, you know?
We'll get back to them in a quick second when we get to the Halloween party, because that was like probably the last like major scene they're in is with the whole like Chippendale stuff. And before we get to the Halloween stuff, I want to talk about Taylor and Dakota with you. Yeah. So the whole Taylor trauma. So like their whole relationship, you guys, literally kills me. I don't know why she's with this man. I don't see the appeal. And I think that she's a lot of the problem too. I don't think it's only him, but it's like, if you guys have this such toxic relationship, even you guys, even today, even right now, they're back and forth. She's constantly posting that they're broken up and then they're not. They're broken up and they're not. So like, it's like they're still in this battle, like 3 years for now. But the biggest thing of their whole relationship was, what did you think about Macy finding that girl that came into her DMs and they had a sit down talk with her, Taylor, and this girl, and this girl let Taylor read the text messages? And how did you feel how Taylor went crazy, even though she kind of knew all these things, but she went crazy when she read these text messages?
Yeah, I think, again, Taylor's very mature where she is not putting the blame on her. And I'm not surprised that Dakota lied. We talk about this all the time with men, like not to be trusted. It was the beginning of their relationship, but there's no excuse for it because he was like sitting there and it sounds like he was checking on this girl and saying like, was what we did okay, even though they didn't have sex? And then he would go home and like have sex with Taylor. What's so crazy, and I always say this is the biggest red flag, is that Taylor had said something like, you know, the day that he went in, was at her house, like that day he came back to my house, had sex with me, telling me how much he cares about me, how much he loves me. And I swear to God, whenever a guy that you're with, like if they're on a trip or if they're on something and then they call you and they love bomb you and just say how grateful they are for you while they're on this like trip or you're not with them, or maybe you're on a trip or something, it's because they fucking are guilty that they did something. And this literally right here was like, I'm like, of course she should have known when he came and acted like that towards her. And I'm glad that the truth was out. I think that the most talked about thing on TikTok has been the scene with Taylor's family inviting Dakota over and they're all having dinner. And her dad says, why were you expecting to be respected if you had sex with Dakota right away? You guys should work on this relationship. It was the beginning of your relationship that he did that. That is literally the most talked about thing that I'm seeing about Taylor's family. Like people are really coming in on Taylor's family for that. And
did you think that was wrong?
Listen, I mean, it's one thing to say that, like it's one thing to think it, but it's another thing to say it out loud. And like to be
like I feel like he went very like mild on her. Like, you know, his daughter was just part of a swinging scandal. All of a sudden gets with this guy, has another kid. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot to like and like they're still like, you know, loving her and like, you know, helping her out. So I feel like it wasn't as crazy, like if you look at the bigger picture.
I think Chantel, because that's what our parents would say to us. And that's why we think it's okay. But I can tell you that majority of the world does not think it's okay.
It was harsh. It was harsh. Like, and it's like, and like she was already vulnerable and crying, and she wanted them to have her back in that moment. And it's like they weren't having her back.
Here's the thing is like, I kind of thought what they were thinking. Like, what did you think? You know, maybe like he's not going to respect you. Like you were just like begging him. Like it was nothing. It was the beginning of your relationship. But again, it's just because of like how I grew up, like how I was raised. So I would think that doesn't mean what I'm thinking is right. My whole thing with her is she just found out things from when they first dated. And it sucks that she's being expected to get over it when she just found it out, you know?
That's true. But it's like you already took him back at that point. And so it's like, what else are you expecting? Especially because it was so like within like a month of their dating. So it's like you already took him back. You guys already have went through it. He already lied to you. So it's like, what do you want? Break up with him then. If this is what you're so mad about, break up with him.
What I would be most mad about is that Dakota told another woman that he is using me for clout for social media. Like that's what would give me the biggest ick possible.
Yeah.
That I would be like, that's not something I could ever forgive. And I don't see this woman trying to lie. And you must have said that. And you probably said it just because to save yourself. But like, that's disgusting. And I don't want anything to do like that. To me would fucking really be the end of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Get ready for Universal Epic Universe, featuring the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, and Super Nintendo World. Now open at Universal Orlando Resort. Tickets and packages on sale now at universalorlando.com.
Oh my God, it's the coolest thing ever. Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? Well, check this out. It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. Seriously. So if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. Carvana makes car buying easy. Isn't that right, hun? Dax? Dax?
Sorry, did you know about this 7-day money-back guarantee?
A week to evaluate seat comfiness, you say?
A week of terrain tests? Yeah, I can test the brake pad resistance at variable speeds.
Make sure all the kids' stuff fits nicely.
Make sure our stuff fits nicely.
Oh,
Right. Still need to buy the car. Getting ahead of ourselves here.
Buy your car with Carvana today.
What do you think about Taylor's mom's new look? I think she looks so good.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. Like it's again, like it's like I was gonna say, did she see herself on TV? But she didn't because like it was so fast. But yeah, these Mormons love the fillers and love the Botox and love all the
Chantel, they still see themselves like during production, during recordings, like
that's true. But it just
clips and stuff. So
yeah, but it wasn't so like imagine like having a little bit like 4 months of watching and you have this time. Like they didn't have that much time to change their look.
I just think that they knew what they didn't want to look like for the second season. They were insecure about themselves. And I also understand it. I think we all like talk so much about it, but it's also like when you're being critiqued and criticized, or you're just looking, it'll make you so insecure. Like, I just can't even imagine.
No, we always say this. I think the second season glow up is the most amazing thing you can do for yourself. I think where it gets too much is that you start doing more and more and more and more, and then you don't even look pretty anymore.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, if you just stop at your second season, like of what you touched up that you bothered you in the first time, like you're the most beautiful at that point.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the Halloween party because right at this point, like Taylor and Dakota are not even together at this Halloween party, but Jessie throws like this Halloween party. By the way, Jessie definitely has money. She like hosted them a lot this season. Like she, like you could tell, like she definitely.
They said Jessie has so much money.
Yeah, she has very successful in her hair like industry and salon, and that's really nice. So we always say we love a friend who will host, and like she did a lot this season.
Yeah.
But when you get to the Halloween party, everyone's invited. Even Chase, who is Miranda's ex-husband. And he has his girlfriend, and they show up as Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. And she kind of looked like Hailey Bieber. What did you think?
I thought that was such a great costume.
Yeah, she's really pretty. And like, she's been in a lot of their TikToks recently. So I wonder if like they're going to bring her around a little bit more next season or something. Yeah, but she's been in all their TikToks because she's single. Miranda single, and then Layla single, and then who else was in that? There was another person in that TikTok, and they were like talking about how single they are.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think Taylor, but Taylor's like, it just lies about being single. I don't believe her anytime she says she's single. But so we get to the crazy. I think this episode was the craziest episode of like the whole second season. This is when it got so juicy because a lot of shit went down. In this episode, we see Jesse and Demi wanting to do this Chippendale dance, and they get their husbands involved, and they bring this Chippendale dancer, and the whole point is they want to see how much Zack has grown.
Yeah,
how much he's changed. Let's see. And like, to me right away, like, absolutely not. But we see them do this dance on Jenn. They bring Jenn up.
Why aren't we talking about the chasing that happened before that?
I will. I just want to get through this because it escalates so much with Chase that like there's so much with Chase. Like after they do this, they do this Chippendale dance, and you could tell Zack is very uncomfortable. I think any man in that situation would not like that. I don't care if their husbands would pretend they liked it because they like to see themselves on TV, but like a lot of men would not be okay with what they just saw. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be okay with it. I wouldn't, if someone was testing me and saying, let's see how you're going to react. And if you change, like, I'd be like, you have no respect for my marriage or anything. And this is not for you to do. This is not for you to see. This is not for you to like have him prove it. He needs to prove it to me in a situation that you're not putting together.
Correct. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Jenn was being a good sport though. She was acting like she was like into it, which like, if I was her, I would have like not done that either though, because it's like, you could tell maybe your husband's uncomfortable and you should make it to them that like this was inappropriate and you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Do we believe that she knew the full extent of the Chippendales? Because she claims that she was warned. Do you believe that she was fully warned, or they did way more, or is she just scared to admit that she knew?
I think she knew, and I don't think she processed that it's not a good look and you're really making your partner intentionally feel uncomfortable.
She says she didn't even know that they brought in a professional, and I could see that part of it. Like maybe like they said, oh, my husbands are going to dance on you like Chippendales, and like then all of a sudden it turned into like a professional dancing and grinding on me.
Right.
But yeah, okay, now let's get to the Chase stuff. So Chase is there, Taylor's there, Dakota's there, everyone's there, and we see Dakota go up. Did Dakota go up to Chase at first and start talking?
No, Chase approached Dakota, and I like died when like Dakota was like saying stuff, and you could just tell he's like, man, I never heard your side, so And like, why is he doing that? Like, what a horrible man! Like, why is he wanting to get like stuff out? It's like he couldn't wait to get ammo to come to Taylor, and so like. Dakota and Chase are talking and like they're pointing at Taylor. So Taylor's like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, I'm going to go up. And that's why I like Taylor. Cause like, I feel like that's like you in the situation, Rexy. And if you saw someone pointing, you'd be like, what's going on? Let me go up to them and figure out. Oh, immediately I confront the situation.
Yeah, you're definitely confront her. So you're like, let me go up and see what they're talking about. And they start talking about like a dream, like a stupid dream that Taylor had. And Chase is trying to make it seem like, oh, didn't you tell me you had the sex dream? And then Dakota's like, you never told me that. And so like, they're like arguing back and forth.
Which is a very inappropriate thing to do, to tell but what they were all doing was very inappropriate, but to tell your friend's husband, who you probably sense had a crush on you, that you had a sex dream, even though you have zero interest. It's a very pick-me thing to do, but Taylor knows that.
Yeah, she's apologized. I think a lot of her anxiety comes from the way she handled the whole like swinger best friend situations, because she realizes like what she did was so messed up. And that's why I think she's relatable and we like her. It's like she owns up to her. We love an owner upper, or whatever you want to call them. We love someone who can own up to their shit and say that was disgusting of me. Like, why would I do that? Because telling a man that like that you've all made out with and had sex in front of, even if it was with you or with your other partner, and you had a sex dream, they're gonna get excited.
I will say throughout this, like when this whole confrontation was happening, Chase's girlfriend, Kate, is hugging his ex, Miranda. And I just love to see maturity in those situations for women being so young and acting that way towards each other, like the now girlfriend and the recent ex-wife.
100%. Miranda says that she loves her a lot. So like, I think her consoling her was so cute, because it's like, that could have been me in that situation, in the sense like I dealt with so much trauma with my ex-husband, like now it's your turn. And she's like, it's okay. And it's like, oh my God, what is happening here? What's funny is like Layla over there, she's like, she I guess like her and Chase hooked up before, like Snoop's girlfriend too. Yeah. And like, she can't stand Chase either, but it's like, why did you hook up with him?
So scary. Layla's really cool.
What'd you say?
Layla's a lost soul. You can tell.
Oh my God, you guys. She is the youngest of the crew.
Wait, how old is she?
She's like 20. Her and Michaela are the youngest. She's like 22, 23.
Okay, Michaela's 24.
Yeah, so she's the youngest. I think she got married the youngest. Girl has never had an orgasm before. I don't know. She's just very mature, and I think she's that person that if someone tells her something, she jumps on that bandwagon. And by people, I also mean her friends and production. Like production told her everything to do, and she did it. You guys, it was crazy the amount of things that she did just to be on the show. You could tell, and we'll get into that later on, though.
Yeah.
How did all of a sudden like Chase go outside? Like I'm forgetting now why he was outside.
Yeah. So Taylor comes, she's about to beat his ass. Like she's
go ahead.
Crazy. And then Dakota tells Taylor to calm down, and I died because I'm like, you never tell a heated woman to calm down. And they talk about, like you were saying, the sex dream. So then it escalates, and Chase is like walking up or something because everyone's like, get out, whatever, get out. And Demi, like, I forgot what
Demi was like interrogating him, like, get the hell, like, Demi was saying something like, oh no, she's like, get your girlfriend, she's crying. Like,
no, where's your girlfriend? Oh yeah. And then he was like, where's your husband? And he taps on her.
He taps on her side.
Yeah, he literally just like taps on her, and he's just like kind of like, yeah, talking shit back.
It was dismissive though. It wasn't like he was like, oh, where's, like, it's like basically shut the fuck up, where's your husband?
Right, but he didn't say it in that way. He just said, like, where's your husband?
Yeah, like, imagine if that was us. Like, I would know exactly what he's trying to entail.
Right, exactly, 100%. But to go then run up to your ugly ass husband and
you think he's ugly?
Yeah, for sure. For him to say, not that he's ugly.
She said, Brett, Chase just put his hands on me.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fucking huge accusation.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't like Chase at all during the confrontation, but what Demi started was probably the scariest thing ever. And so all of a sudden the Chippendale dude like runs downstairs and is like, you touched my wife, you touched my wife. And Chase is handling it extremely well. Like, he's like, no, man, like he kind of looked like a little wimp though. Cause he's like, no, I was just asking.
He was
like,
so scared but like, I would be too, like, so you see this macho man come out and like say, like, he thinks that like he put his hands on his wife. So he's like, I didn't touch her.
Yeah, he's like, it was, oh my God, it was so awkward. I was like covering my eyes watching this because you could tell he was scared and stuff. And he's like, listen, I'll apologize to her. It wasn't like that at all. And all that this man thinks is that he hit his wife. And I'm like,
or like grabbed her ass or something, or did something so disrespectful.
And Miranda's like, I saw it and that didn't happen. But Miranda's also like new to the group. So she doesn't want to start shit because she doesn't know if people will believe her or not. And he goes and he like apologizes to Demi. And then all of a sudden you hear this very scary human, and it ends up being Jordan. And he's like, take ownership. And I'm like, who is this little troll? Like speaking, like, who is this? Chantal, you need to like rewind because it was the scariest thing.
No, I remember. And it was like, he came out of nowhere and it's like, okay, like, he was like, you're gonna get out of my house, went crazy. And it's like, where did you come from? And like, and like, I mean, Chase is a loser, but I felt bad for him because like, really, like, you have Layla, you have Taylor, you have all these people like going after him. And it's like, damn, it's like, I really shouldn't have came to this party.
Right. He's dumb for doing that. I mean, he has a podcast, so he talks shit, but like, he's so dumb. I always just feel bad for people in that moment. And that was like a moment where I was like embarrassed for him, you know, and it was too much.
We are going to stop here for part 1, and we have part 2 coming tomorrow where we talk the rest of the season. Thank you guys.